Alright, gang. I may not know what's going on, or who is going on, or when is going on, or why is going on, but I do know where is going on. And it's all the way at Hyrule Castle. So, without further ado, let's kick some tailbone, fellas. Why is it suddenly getting pitch black out here? The darkness is a little bit comforting, admittedly. Are we finally gonna figure out what's going on? This is oddly soothing for my brain. No way! The impenetrable fortress is being broken down! No way! The princess? She's escaping her hometown. Is she okay? Oh my gosh! It's the Gerudo monster! We gotta tell Jax about this! Alright, I'm done with the Kinger stuff. Alright, I lost her. You over there, little kid. You must have seen the white horse gallop past just now. Which way did it go? Answer me. So you think you can protect them from me? You've got guts, kid. Don't challenge him now. Heh, 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 heh. You want a piece of me? Very funny. I like your attitude. Now enjoy my yellow Kamehameha of death. Pathetic little fool. Do you realize who you're dealing with? I am Ganondorf, and soon I will rule the world. Someone's gotta alert Kane to this. Well, now we know our antagonist, fellas. I love how Link's just staring at nothing. Sorry, Shrek staring at nothing. Tragic. Okay, but, hi, everyone. So with that cold open out of the way, yeah, is, me, Matthew. We're back with more Ocarina of Time. And we got a special themed stream today. Because it is June, and, this is gonna be the stream where we're gonna make Link an adult. And so I feel like with him making the transition from boy to man, I figured June is technically Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I wanted to do a little bit of a discussion-based stream. Just sort of, while we're playing Ocarina of Time, discussing anything and everything related to, men's mental health. Because I do think it is something that we as people just don't really talk about that much. Just because, it's just not normalized for men to sort of express their feelings that much. And so, yeah, that is sort of gonna be the goal of today's stream, and I hope that we can, come out of this as, like, better people, as a result. Because, like, it is a subject I genuinely am really, passionate about, and I want to sort of express, just the intricacies of, stuff like that, just because... Yeah, I do think it is valuable for, like, you know, men to be able to express their feelings, even if it's constantly rejected. And for the record, when I talk about Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, I want to make it very, very clear. Not everyone is going to do this, but I want to make this very, very clear. This is not an attempt for me to downplay Pride Month. Not in the slightest. Alright? Y'all are necessary too. Okay? I simply just cannot speak on anybody's experiences other than my own. And as someone that doesn't identify as LGBT in any way, all I can really give is my sympathy and empathy. I can't exactly relate on the level that some of y'all do, but just know that y'all are necessary too. But before we end up getting to a lot of the big talking points of today, I do want to finish up some of these side quests before we become Adult Link. Specifically, like with the Happy Mask Salesman. Are you an ally? I 100% am and will be until the day I die. And there is not a single thing that anyone can do or say that's going to make me change my mind. Whatever society says, just, you know, it's not true, okay? It's like, it's just sad. It's just sad to me, like, whenever someone brings up, like, Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, there's always gonna be, you know, the concern that, you know, oh, it's trying to be, like, a dig at Pride Month or something. Which, you know, I don't necessarily blame people for, because, like, when a lot of people bring that month up, it tends to be some sort of, like, dig or jab at, like, we need to reset society to be, like, normal, again, or, like, whatever, which is just, like, at the end of the day, the human brain is far more complicated than whatever stereotypes, we tend to, presume for, like, the traditional type of person. But I guess to, like, talk a little bit about, you know, just that LGBT side a little bit, I do empathize a lot, especially when you consider just the safety of people that be. Not to, like, get too deep into the subject of, like, you know, unsafety and everything, but just knowing that there's lots of people out there that don't particularly feel safe within their own environments, no matter where they come from. It could be like in it could be in their own streets. It could be in their houses. But if it reaches a point where you're not feeling safe in your own skin, like, it's just sad to me. It's beyond the scope. I get that. Like, I understand that I cannot be the best source for, like, everyone who is, like, going through it in some way. All I can really give is, like, my empathy and everything. But yeah, bottom line is, like, y'all are necessary. You all are supported by me. If you came into this stream, seeing the Men's Mental Health sign, and you automatically are gonna be like, oh, just spouting a lot of, like, homophobic or transphobic or, like, whatever it may be, you're gone. You're gone. You're not welcome in my space. You never have been and you never will be. And, when I made that statement after my Nintendo Grifters video came out, and I was talking about how marginalized communities don't really feel all that safe sometimes, I did get some pushback for it, and I made a post saying, I've heard your feedback loud and clear, and I'm here to tell you, I don't care. And, you know, that got me a lot of brownie points, and again, it's not a subject I'm going to touch on a lot. At the end of the day, we're all human. We're all human and deserve to be treated with the safety and respect that we all are deserving. Common Matthew W. Don't worry, I'll find a way to disappoint you eventually. You know Saria's song? We should be friends. Here, take this. A piece of art, you'll love to see it. Yeah, this Skull Kid is really nice. I sure hope he doesn't get possessed by a mask in a later game. But speaking of masks... Those people on the white horse, they were Zelda and Impa, weren't they? It looked like they threw something into the moat. That's none of my concern right now. Under that mask, aren't you that Kokiri kid? Quite an unusual mask you have there. Hehe. I like it. It may make me look a little bit tougher. Hey, why don't you give it to me? Yowza! I'm gonna wear this all the time. It's a much nicer mask compared to what the Skull Kid will eventually end up wearing. Oh, that's tragic. Actually, you know what? I don't like this guy. I actually don't like this guy. He stole my money. This is what I get for bargaining with the Happy Mask Salesman. I can't wait to play this in my Unreal Engine 6 machine. Real. Let's see. Are there any other Skull Kids I get to see here, or was it just gonna be the one? I think it might just be the one. Okay. Alright, now let's go back to, Castle. I did do a couple of side quests, on my own time. I did do the Keaton Mask one already. And I also did finished getting all the Cuckos in Kakariko Village. So yeah, as far as, let me catch up on the chat real quick. I can't wait to play this in my Unreal Engine 6 machine. Does the Switch 2 support? Okay, I don't even think Unreal Engine 6 is out yet. I think we're talking about Unreal Engine 5. It would be funny, but regardless. It'd be funny if in the remake they changed that mask in Majora's Mask and you gave it to the Skull Kid. I doubt that would happen, but it would be really funny. It supports 5, that's for sure. Yeah, I know that much. Alright, can I make it back to the castle before the sun sets? I'm pretty sure I can. Come on. Come on. Alright. And now we return the mask to the salesman. If they give all the masks, like, right off the bat, I might try to complete this side quest, like, right away. Okay, it's just the 2. Oh, great, you sold it. Please pay me back 20 rupees for the skull mask now. Payment received. Now, does the mask end up coming back? Did the next mask show up? Okay, no, I think I have to wait a bit. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so, I think now we can, go and get put all the spiritual stones in. Because last time we did finish Zora's Domain. And so now I have all the spiritual stones. There are 3 hollows and an inscription here. Ye who owns 3 spiritual stones, stand with the Ocarina of Time and play the Song of Time. That is how the inscription reads. Hold on. Also, I got enough gold sculptures to get a bigger bag for rupees, so that's good. Alright. Let me see. Real quick. Am I supposed to go back to the castle to get the Song of Time? Don't answer that question. If you do, I'll ban you. Alright. We'll get to, like, the mental health stuff in just a little bit. Once we actually, become an adult. Castle right now. I cannot even allow a dog to get into the castle. Well, I'll be the judge. Time for another breaking and entering session, boys. Okay. Can I would like to go up, please. Thank you. Alright, and now we go down. Okay. And also, let me check something real quick. Okay. I still need to get much more heart pieces in order to get another heart, but that's okay. These are not great guards if they're not looking, like, in all the other directions. Oh my. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I hope the remake respects the stylized style. I expected the remake to be like Breath of the Wild style because Ocarina of Time is more like an anime. Is it? I wouldn't be able to, like... I could see that for, like, Wind Waker and maybe Skyward Sword, but in the case of, like, Ocarina of Time, like Majora's Mask, it doesn't feel that way. Okay, good job, me. Alright, I think I have to go into the mode. Ocarina of Time is more like early Disney. I think that's a much more fair comparison. This definitely gives off that vibe, pretty nicely. So, I still don't think I can go in here, right? Alright. Now. Oh, boy, they're already right there. Okay. No chance. Alright, I'm gonna have to find, the Song of Time. Let me see here. I don't want to waste too much time trying to find this. Let me see here. Let me see. Alright, open it. Other uses, oh my god. How do I get this thing? Let me see here. Time. Learn Song of Time. Let me see. Zelda dungeon on it. Okay. Zelda throws the Ocarina of Time into the moat before Ganondorf enters the town. Okay. Okay. Okay, I didn't mean to get the Deku Nut. Okay. I did not catch that during the cutscene. It's in, like, the moat. Like, outside the castle. Okay. I will keep that in mind. Alright, you fellas, please do me a service and kick me out. Thank you. I very much appreciate it. Alright. Yeah, because I just had the regular ocarina. I forgot there was another ocarina for you to actually do, like, you know, warping and everything. So let's take care of it. Star Fox came out today. Any thoughts? I have not bought it. I hear it's good, which doesn't surprise me considering it is Star Fox 64. And I did recently finish the original game for the first time pretty recently. And it is pretty great. Fork found in kitchen, I know. But, yeah, I'll probably pick it up eventually, but I'm not exactly in a rush. I'm waiting more so for Rhythm Heaven Groove and Splatoon Raiders, which I'll probably stream the latter. Former, I think I'd rather experience on my own time. Shrek, can you hear me? It's me, Zelda. Oi, princess. Shrek, when you hold this ocarina in your hand, I won't be around anymore. I wanted to wait for you, but I couldn't delay any longer. At least I could leave you the ocarina and this melody. There we go. We got this. I messed up on that one. Whoops. I've failed Zelda already. Unfortunate. You've learned the Song of Time. Now, Shrek, play this melody in front of the altar in the Temple of Time. You must protect the Triforce. Princess, I think you've got the wrong... I cannot do a Scottish accent to save my life. Alright, but, so now that we've got the proper ocarina, and have upgraded from, the stinky poo-poo brown one, let's finally take this journey into our own hands. This is where the real game begins. Alright, let me do that. Let me do this on this platform. Am I supposed to do it right here? Okay, no I am not. Alright, let's try this again. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. The song sounds like it's playing in reverse. It's very strange. And now, the piece of resistance we've all been waiting for. Shrek, isn't that? Aye, it be. That legendary blade. The Master Sword. Well, gents, say goodbye to your youth. It's time to enter the man's world. Let's do this thing. Oh my gosh! It is time, fellas! We turned green! Excellent work. We found the Keyblade, shut up. As I thought, you held the keys to the door of time. You have led me to the gates of the sacred realm. Shut up, RSTJ. Yes, I owe it all to you, kid. Boy meets men's mental health world. It's time for taxes and rated M ESRB video games, like Devil May Cry 5, which I just streamed the other day, and you should check out because it's a pretty good game so far. Shrek. Wake up, Shrek. The chosen one. We're in Breath of the Wild. That's why we need to wake up. I am I can't pronounce this to save my life. It's the owl. No! One of the ancient sages. Ages ago, we ancient sages built the Temple of Time to protect the entrance to the sacred realm. This is the Chamber of Sages, inside the Temple of Light. The Temple of Light, situated in the very center of the sacred realm, is the last stronghold against Ganondorf's evil forces. The Master Sword. The evil destroying sword that you pulled out of the pedestal of time was the final key to the sacred realm. Shrek, don't be alarmed. Look at yourself. Oh gosh, he got stretched to be put into Fortnite! Look, Shrek, you're big now. You've grown up. The Master Sword is a sacred blade which evil ones may never touch. Only one worthy of the title of Hero of Time can pull it from the pedestal of time. However, you were too young to be the Hero of Time. Therefore, your spirit was sealed here for 7 years. And he is an all-star. Real. And now that you are old enough, the time has come for you to awaken as the Hero of Time. Do you understand your destiny? No. Right, it looks like you are confused. Let me tell you again from the beginning. The Master Sword... Oh, no. 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 Oh, no. No, no, no. This is my punishment for being funny. Have you guys ever heard of comedy? Have you guys ever heard of laughing? Funny haha. But remember, though you opened the door of time in the name of peace, Ganondorf, the Gerudo King of Thieves, used it to enter the forbidden sacred realm. He obtained the Triforce from the Temple of Light, and with its power, he became the King of Evil. His evil power radiated from the temples of Hyrule, and in 7 short years, it transformed Hyrule into a world of ogres! My power now has only little influence, even in this sacred realm, namely this Chamber of Sages. But there is still hope. The power of the sages remains. When the power of all the sages is awakened, the sages' seals will contain all the evil power in the void of the realm. I, Rauru, am one of the sages, and your power to fight together with the sages makes you the hero of time. He should have said Ocarina of Time, because if he did, then I would have ended the stream. The hero of time chosen by the Master Sword. Keep my spirit with you, and find the power of the other sages, and add their might to your own! And would you look at that? We got a yellow Skittle, gents. Now Link, get your game, go play. You receive the Light Medallion. Rauru the Sage adds his power to yours. Find the other sages and save Hyrule. That's the plan. You got Bitcoin? Shut up. Actually. And now, we have returned to the Temple of Time. Yellow V-Bucks is worth like 64 V-Bucks. Shrek, we're back in the Temple of Time, but have 7 years really passed? It looks like you won't be able to use some of the weapons you found as a kid anymore. Let's get out of here. Well. Oh my gosh! Ninja jump scare! I've been waiting for you, Hero of Time. To give you your $19 Fortnite card. You know, I mentioned this in an earlier stream. I did start playing Fortnite proper recently, and it's almost like once you actually learn the game, it's actually kind of fun. Who would have thought? When evil rules all, an awakening voice from the sacred realm will call those destined to be sages, who dwell in the 5 temples. One in a deep forest, one on a high mountain, one under a vast lake, one within the house of the dead. No way, it's like that Dreamcast game. One side a goddess of the sand. Together with the Hero of Time, the awakened ones will bind the evil and return the light of peace to the world. This is the legend of the temples passed down by my people, the Sheikah. I am Sheik, survivor of the Sheikahs. As I see you standing there holding the mythical Master Sword, you really do look like the legendary Hero of Time. It's like that Dreamcast game Blue Stinger, real. If you believe the legend, you have no choice. You must look for the 5 temples and awaken the 5 sages. One sage is waiting for the time of awakening in the Forest Temple. The sage is a girl, I am sure you know. Oh, okay, I've read your message. I'm not reading that brain rot message, Rafalalala. I'm not. Because of the evil power in the temple, she cannot hear the awakening call from the sacred realm. Unfortunately, equipped as you currently are, you cannot even enter the temple. But if you believe what I'm saying, you should head to Kakariko Village. Do you understand, Shrek? Well, it's not like I have any other options. To save the forest girl, you need another skill. Well, that's the plan. You know, now that I'm actually seeing Sheik in context, he's an actually pretty interesting character. In terms of, like, the knowledge that he, spreads, towards Link. He's gone through, like, a lot of history. The devil is on that mountain. Do these still say the same thing? The statue's one-eyed gaze. Yeah, it does. Some things never change. Jeez, dude. 7 years and this market is just like full of undeads. Jeez. Gosh! Halloween's coming. This game was rated E. And now I'm hearing all the sound effects I remember all too well from Melee. Pardon my... Listen, I'm autistic too. I don't do that on purpose. Okay. Okay. Okay, I can't really use these right now just because I'm in the PNG area. Let's get out of here before these guys get frisky. Ben drowned. But at least I keep all my bombs. Okay, so the sticks, the slingshot, boomerang, magic beans. I can't use any of those anymore. Alright, Alright, well, before we do anything, I want to visit the ranch to see if I can get an opponent now. I'm very curious what these creatures will look like in the remake. Don't even scare me with that thought. Ben floated. Lon Lon Ranch. Let's see. Is Epona out here? We do see some horses. Alright. Okay. There's like 8 more songs I still need to learn. Alright. Alright. Some things never change. Luigi is still here. There are some people in Kakariko spreading rumors that I cheated Talon out of the ranch, but don't be ridiculous. That guy Talon was weak. I, the hardworking... He killed Mario! I can't believe this! I don't want any strangers like you saying anything bad about me. Alright, what slur should I call him? The great Ganondorf recognized my obvious talents and gave the ranch to me. I will raise a fine horse and win recognition from the great Ganondorf. Say, young man, do you want to ride one of my fine horses? Pay me 10 rupees, and you can ride. That's what I'm here for. Do you want to hear how I ride? This might be the one time I might actually need it. Approach the horse quietly and stand by its side. Press A to mount up, and use the control stick to make it run. Mario 35th anniversary be like real. Press A to tap it with the whip, it will speed up. Wait, Pringles, man? Yeah. When you want to jump over a fence, accelerate and hit it head on. If you try to jump over a fence at an angle, the horse won't like it and it won't jump. After the horse comes to a complete stop, press A to dismount. Now have fun. Thank you so much. There we go. Now we're getting into it. Alright. This is the part where I escape with the horse, right? This or DMC5? Have I learned Epona's song? I have! I did learn that. I think I've completely forgotten how to jump. I read that entire tutorial for one purpose. And I completely forgot how to do it. Time's up, young man. You only paid 10 rupees. You've played around long enough. I can do a little bit more for free, don't you think? Alright, let me see here. You need to play nearby opponent. Okay, thank you for the information. I could have figured out myself. Alright? Do that again, you're timed out. The mustache looks like it's about to fall off. A little bit, yeah. Alright, use the... Make your own... Press A, tap it with the whip, it will speed up. When you want to jump over a fence, accelerate and hit it head on. Alright. It's a common rule in chats. Do not backseat unless asked. Alright. Alright. Opponent's song. Quietly. Quietly. There we go. And now, let's blow this popsicle stand. That's not blowing the popsicle stand. I am messing up these jumps to save my life. I have to accelerate. Okay. Do I need to go, like, the entire speed? Let me see here. That is not the way. That is not the way. That is not the way either. Oh my god, actually move, please. Alright, I'm pretty sure I need to find... Fence small enough. I will get this, don't worry. I got this. I will take all stream if I have to do this. I will ensure that my mission is done. Uh-huh. Keep it going. You're going to be Oh my gosh! It's Donkey! I didn't even think about that connection. It actually is. This is actually my dog. No, Shrek and Donkey on a quest to save Princess Fiona. Oh, that's great. Oh man. Oh, this is gonna be good. Oh, yeah, no, this game's actually goated. I'm not gonna lie. And... Okay, yeah, I'm alright. I'm looking this up. I'm not spending all my time, figuring this out. Ocarina of Time, Epona Escape. Alright, I'm muting the site. I need to see the specific instructions for this. Alright. That... Okay. Let me see. Actually... Okay, I'm not supposed to do that yet. Okay. Okay, I was just wasting my time over here. I have to do the race first, and then I have to break out. I see. Well, that's good to know. This is just Shrek 5 at this point. At this rate, it might be better than Shrek 5. Alright. Pay me 10 rupees and you can hold on. Hold on. Let me see that again. What did we do? Cause I did the ride. And then, hold on. Okay. Am I supposed to beat the Forest Temple before getting Epona? Ocarina of Time, unlock Epona. During the daytime, run up to the crowd in the center of the area and speak with Ingo. He offers a little pony ride. Fork over the goods and you'll be able to go inside the corral. Ridge your pony shortly before you reach them. That'll give you 20 back more than what you paid to ride in the first place. This time, target him while riding Epona and he'll offer a chance. Okay. Alright, let me try this again. Sorry, we'll get into the mental health discussion after, I free Epona, alright? Okay. And then do that again with the other fence. That is not... Okay. He offers a little pony ride, ridge Epona, and use her to jump both of the fences by pressing A shortly before... Okay. There we go! We're getting in there. Alright. By pressing a shortly point, that will give you 20 rupees in total. Did I not do that already? Alright, well, let's see if this still works. That is not the song. This is when you know I'm so out of it when it comes to this game. But we will get this. That is not the song either. Alright. Shrek 2 is a lot different than I remember, honestly. Okay, You're getting better. How about a little race with me? One lap around the corral with that horse? Let's make a little wager. Say 50 rupees? Say less. Is this your first playthrough? It is. And I will defeat him on my first try. I like his little yells. Hey-ya! Hey-ya! That's great. That was incredibly easy. Shoot! If the great Ganondorf found out about this humiliation, hey you, how about another race? If you win, you can keep the horse. Say less. This one's a little bit more challenging, but nothing the hero of time can't handle. Oh, barely. You're just a kid after all. We'll come back anytime and we'll have some more fun. Nah, I'd rather keep my money. Thank you very much. Cars 3 be like... We're just referencing anything at this point, are we? Yeah, I think I fumbled the bag right there. There we go. That's more like it. Shrek using his time powers. What's up with that horse? Is that a Pona? How did you tame that wild horse right under my nose? I was going to present that horse to the great Ganondorf, but I bet on the race and lost. Shoot. As I promised, I'll give the horse to you. However, I'll never let you leave this ranch. This is just the nature version of the Amazing Digital Circus, isn't it? Well, you know me, I don't listen to authorities. Shrek Unleashed. Y'all are way too funny, I swear. Alright. I will find my way out. There we go! And now we've got an adventure. Let's flip and go. Ah, man. Now we're talking. What's over here? Is this the way Gerudo Valley? Oh. I know I'm not supposed to be here right now, but this song is so good. Okay, I know it's about the sun's about to set, but I need a moment with this song. Well, the audio was gonna be too low for us to appreciate it. I will get Epona. I'm sorry, Donkey across. No worries. It's the bridge. It's the bridge. The bridge to get to Princess Fiona. Locked in the castle by a fire-breathing dragon. Alright, let's at least do some stuff while we're here. I need a hero. I'd rather not get copyright claimed. Thank you very much. Okay, that didn't work. There we go. And that got me nothing. Let's see if this rock will work. Nope. I'm out of luck at this valley, but you know what? We're gonna appreciate a good song in just a minute. Here we go. Whoo. Oh, man. Just the clapping adds so much to it. All I'm saying, give me a second, fellas. The only thing I have to say is that am I wrong? The greatest to ever do it. The greatest to ever do it. I don't know what to tell you. Am I on to something? Alright. let's freaking get back to the adventure now. Alright. Alright, let's actually get to Kakariko Village now. Let's see how different it is after a 7-year time span. I hope it's still peaceful. Okay, actually move, thank you. Shrek talks about the baby and mental health with live stream. Real. Alright, can I blow up this rock? I gotta remember to push A to go down. Well, it didn't work, but got some money. Alright, let's actually get to Kakariko now. So peaceful out here. Alright. Kakariko, I believe, is up north, right? If I remember correctly. Sunrise, fellas. The dawn of a new day, men. Okay, I guess I can't go, with Epona now that, we're at the staircase. Unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? We got the red and blue guys right here. What you got? Horses tend to be afraid of stairs? Real. Dompe the Gravekeeper seeking into the grave. It looked like he was holding some kind of Oh no. I should probably go back to the graveyard to see what's up. Alright, so. Oh, wait. Is the moat drained now? I don't think it is. The more things change, the more things stay the same. We're in Kakariko Village right now! You actual dingus! Oh, boy. Alright, so, I think now is about the time for us to get into the proper discussion about, men's, mental health proper. As soon as we check out what's in- oh yeah, this is the windmill hut, right? There's a shooting gallery here. Oh no. Oh no, I'm back in the building again! I'm back in the building again! Oh no! Oh no! Oh man, okay. Can you get 10 target? Okay, at the very least, I don't have to hit everything. Push shit on Goober. No, wait, this is the bartender in Shrek 2. And I missed the first one. We're trying that again. I missed the first one. We're trying that again. I missed the first one. We're trying that again. There we go. God! Okay, I got that. I forgot those are below. I already failed this one. I've already failed this one. Just so you know, considering what happened last time I attempted to do the shooting gallery, I couldn't care less about save scumming this one. Especially with the input lag that goes on from, because remember, I'm playing through my OBS screen, so beyond the lag I get from NSO, I have to deal with the lag on my computer screen too. I would do the same. Did I quote Germa? I don't know. I don't watch Germa's streams. Okay. Okay, that's nice. Okay, I have to get everyone. I have to get everyone. I can't believe this. I can't believe it. Oh my god, this is the worst game ever made, actually. I imagine this would be a lot easier on the 3DS version when you got the gyro controls to work with. And I missed those last two. Nope. There we go. Here's a fantastic present. A purple rupee, alright. Shrek uses aimbot. Now this is the double life. On the other side he's Gru. Alright, now, how about we finally stop being around the bush and talk about men's mental health, right? So, when it comes to just men's mental health and how they tend to be treated within society, I really do think that it is something that just isn't talked about enough, especially with the reputation that that men typically have in traditional roles in society. Because the basic idea of, like, a man in the traditional role is to, one, not use the Deku Nut for no reason, and two, just the idea that men are, like, stoic figures, right? The idea that, men are the ones that are supposed to, like, get the job done, they can't complain, any sort of, like, emotional intelligence, they have to keep it to themselves. And basically, like, in order to not look, like, weak or whatever. Whereas on the women's side, it's traditionally seen that they are more emotional. They're the ones that are meant to, like, ooh. Dante the Gravekeeper died from hypothermia! But, like, women are typically seen in, like, the traditional role of not ghosts, I'll say that. Do you want to catch it in a ball? Can I? What do I do with that? Do I show it at, like, the graveyard later? Interesting. But yeah, typically, like, women are more so seen as the more emotional ones. The ones that are encouraged to actually show their feelings. The ones that typically are meant to be, especially in the family role, the ones that stay at home to take care of the kids, while the men are seen to do all the work, right? I think that's pretty accurate so far, right? And typically this type of gender role is sort of easy to make it so that we have to lock ourselves into certain bubbles in order to not feel... What's the word I'm looking for? We met... Oh my gosh, shut up. Am I supposed to use this song at time here? Let me try again. At least on pair... Okay, that did not work. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to just deal with this for now. We'll have to come back to this later. But Oh, but generally, that was just sort of the norm for the longest time, right? And we see it in a lot of, like, movies, too, especially in older ones, where men are typically much more, like, you know, tend to be much more stoic figures, and more so, get the job done, right? With the women, even if they do have, action-centric roles, tend to be much more downplayed, compared to, like, what men do, as they're more like the emotional support. Let me see. I bred a new type of miniature cucko. I call it the pocket cucko. I don't get goosebumps from this baby. Cuckos are very good at getting lazy, late risers out of bed. Haven't you heard of them before? It makes them very happy. I mean, I hear them all the time as soon as the sun rises up. So I don't know what to tell you. You're like a girl handling these guys. Take this egg after the cuckoo hatches, bring it back to me after a while, and I'll check out its mood. What do you think? Will you try? That's... Okay, that's a fun little side quest. Go hatch from it overnight. Be sure to give it back when you are done with it. That's nice. Where is it? Right here? There we go. Okay, so I think this is just a waiting game for that. With some exceptions to the rule, like the final girl in horror movies, but even then, their perspective is often crowded in a space where it's male-dominated. Yeah, I mean, horror movies are definitely, like, a solid example, where it's just, like, again, a lot of the men doing a lot of the work, especially in, like, earlier ones. And, like, I feel like just that attitude where it's just, like, you have to always, like, not to say, like, you should never be responsible, for, like, your own actions, but generally, I think it is just sort of... I'm sorry, I'm distracted by, like, all the text going on. Yeah. I just feel like, when it comes to, the normalization of men going through, like, just emotional, like, trauma and everything, and just, the struggles that come with it, it's a very, very unfortunate thing. It's a very, very unfortunate thing that we're taught to, like... Not that, like, I specifically was taught this, but it's just, like, but just in general, it's just something I often see be relatively common in, male-dominated spaces. Just focus on, like... Especially with the way that social media is... When you're taught various things, and you're, and this could be another discussion entirely, where you're taught various things from various, places of social media, like, I think a very solid example is, like, when, men, we don't tend to be experienced to talk about our emotions. Sometimes it's awkward to want to talk with other men about these topics. Yeah, because it's a very awkward conversation a lot of the time, because, like, we're not typically taught not to show weakness, because it tends to not be a good look on you in society, basically. Is this the potion shop? No, it is not. Oh, wait, no, it is the potion shop. I'm just thinking of the creepy music for a minute. Like, with the social media algorithms that be... especially with us constantly being addicted to, like, our phones and everything, we tend to, when you're not careful with, algorithms, because, like, ideally, like, no matter what the algorithm is serving you, the goal is the same. It wants to keep you hooked on a platform for as long as possible. So when you're constantly seeing stuff in your feed, that is not exactly beneficial to you, but you don't click to, like, don't recommend that stuff to you, it's gonna keep keep being fed to you. So say, for example, you are, like, in a rabbit hole. Like, let's say you fell out of, like, a relationship, right? And you, like, whether you're a man or woman, what is it? Like, what's the best example I can think of? Like, say you fell out of a relationship, right? And you just have, like, a burning hatred for women, or you're a woman who has a burning hatred for men, and you search up stuff in, like, TikTok and YouTube about that sort of stuff, and then you're constantly fed, just nothing but, oh, all men are pigs, women, they don't matter and everything. So say you're a man, and you're being fed to, like, oh, women don't matter and everything. In a normal universe, like, say before, like, the rise of social media, hello, cow, you would, of course, like, if you fell out of a relationship, a really bad breakup, if you're a man, you'd be like, oh yeah, women are awful, never trusting them, horrible people, right? But then, of course, you know, time eventually heals all wounds, and then you get back on the saddle, right? You find, you know, you find the next one, there's plenty of other fish in the sea, right? But because of the algorithms that be, on social media, if you, fell out of a breakup and you're constantly searching up, you know, women suck, right? You constantly, your algorithm is going to train you to just constantly have that sort of stuff, be able to be fed to you. And as long as you are addicted to the platform, whether it be TikTok or YouTube or Instagram or whatever it may be, you're just going to constantly be fed that stuff. And if you don't have, like, the cognitive mindset to be able to, log that stuff off of your feed, or, like, uninstall the app, or clear your watch history, so that you can, be able to properly, avoid that stuff, you're just gonna be constantly fed down that stuff, and you'll be led down, like, a never-ending rabbit hole of, like, you know, women are terrible, which is a tragic thing that a lot of men or women who fell out of love with men are typically just, they just can't get out of those rabbit holes, and by the time that they realize it, it's probably too late for them. And I think just social media in general just trains us to get, like, really angry and frustrated, because it's just a very potent emotion, right? Like, being angry at something, whatever it may be, it gets us on a high. It makes us feel like we're part of something much bigger than it actually is. When the only thing that you're actually doing is wasting time that you could have spent actually doing something really productive and meaningful, and actually sort of exploring your feelings and being like, hey, is what I'm doing actually right? Because, well, there's the chicken. It's ready. And I'm angry to Shrek 5, for example. I mean, that's just sort of, I mean, I really do think, well, that's sort of another thing, too. I think it is really silly to be angry at stuff like that, because I used to be that type. Because, like, when you're angry at stuff like, you know, a children's movie not exactly looking that great, and for the record, if you don't like Shrek 5, you know, that's fine, you know. I wasn't really impressed with the trailer either, or anything. But I really just do think that, in general, when your aggressions are at a point, where, you're getting angry, like, over the littlest of things, whether it be like, oh, a movie doesn't look great. I mean, sure, but I think that's a good, like, jumping off point. Because I see a lot of people get, like, irrationally angry at, the stuff, the stuff that they see online, whether it be in, like, the movies or, like, the media or whatever. Whether it be, Am I supposed... Okay. Give me a second. Alright, Adult Link. Oh, egg. Kakariko. Let me see here. The egg hatches into a pocket. Let me see here. I'm looking up, like, how this thing even works. There was a unique type of... First Link must obtain... After hatching the pocket, the next step is to head into the large public house. Its entrance is on the right when you enter Kakariko Village. Okay. We'll get back to the discussion in a second. I just need to get this figured out. On is right in front of the village. Okay. Oh, there he be. There he be. One tarnation? Can't the person get a little shy around here? Did you save Malin? Thanks. I'm going back to the ranch then. Yeah! Okay. Alright, and now we can return it to, the lady. Alright, let me pull this back up. Is that Mario? But yeah, like, what I was trying to say is, like, because I see, like, video essays talk about, like, the most, minuscule things. Like, there's, like, a 6-hour essay about, like, Toy Story 4 being, like, an awful movie. However, I haven't watched it. I don't know if the points the guy makes are valid or anything. But, like, I just feel like, in general, some people in this world, just don't have enough actual problems in life. Because if you're getting, like, irrationally angry over stuff like, you know, a children's movie just not being that good, it's like, how are you going to react once you face, like, the actual problems in life, whether it be, you know, struggles with money or just dealing with the powers that be? But in general, I just feel like, again, it's seen with, of course, this is primarily a men-centric thing, but women are guilty of this too, about, like, getting so emotionally over-attached to things that really don't matter that much, to the point where, like, their anger over things is just so over the top. It feels like a lot of people just saw, like, what the Angry Video Game Nerd did, and with just getting overly irrationally angry at video games, and failed to really see the fact that he was playing a character. That this stuff doesn't really matter. He spills the beans at the end of the first episode. Why getting so overly... Excuse me. Why are you getting so overly angry about, what is it? Like a 20-year-old game, because he was covering, like, Castlevania 2. A lot of people just saw the getting mad part and just sort of ran with it, because, like, not to say, like, oh, you can't get, like, overly passionate about the media that you are consuming. I do that a lot myself, but I have to make sure that it is just media at the end of the day. But because, like, at the end of the day, it's very inconsequential. It means a lot to us, obviously, but it's very inconsequential. Hold on. Okay. I'll continue this in a second. I need to see, okay. Taking out the pocket... Waking up Talon, who is worried about Melon. If Link is already rushes off to the ranch, Link can then bring them to the Keko lady, who comments on him being especially happy. Seeing the success, she asks Link to Okay, let me show. There we go. That was dumb. Your Cuckoo looks pretty happy. You must have awakened an extremely lazy guy. You're a good, Cuckoo keeper. I'll give you a rare, valuable Cuckoo if you're interested. Its name is Kojiro, and it used to be my brother's Cuckoo. Its blue body is quite charming. It's so cute. Since my brother is gone, it's strange, but Kojiro has stopped crowing. Do you want to keep Kojiro? Sure. Oh my gosh. Aww. The blue chicken. Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. That's adorable, honestly. I'm gonna hold on to him for a while. Alright, let me just see what I do with him next. Alright, let me pull him out. It looks like this time doesn't work here. Unfortunate. Alright, so, now, the next order of business, the Coco's one has to be a light. Yeah, but yeah, continuing on with, like, AVGN. Even then, like, AVGN's Castlevania videos are a love letter with a few valid critiques through the lens of a character. Yeah, totally. Yeah, but I'm talking about, like, the very first, Castlevania video he did. Like, the first episode of his show, where he talks about Castlevania 2 and how much he hates that game. Which I haven't played it. I don't really intend to. It doesn't look that fun. But I think it is really an example where it's just like people can't really see the joke. And for a lot of time, media critique was like that. With like a lot of the reviewers that be at the time doing like the angry bit. But a lot of people do it ironically. You still see it today to an extent, just without a lot of the comedy that comes from it. So now at this point in the game, okay, at this point, okay, so I'm at Kakariko Village, right? I don't remember what is the next spot I need. Okay, at this point, I will pull up the curtains for back seating. Where do I go next? Do I stay in Kakariko and do something else? Or do I actually go on? I've already done my business here. I can't do this again. This is still the House of Skulltula, right? Angry Matthews GameCube. Yeah. Don't worry. I will ensure that, the evil Matthew Stewart inside me remains calm. Hold on. Alright. It's time to take out my angry aggression, AMGC, on these boxes, right? You have to go to the graveyard. Go inside Dompe's... Okay, so I did have to be in the graveyard. Okay. And when was there a hut in there? When was there a hut? Was it on the side? Okay, oh, it's right here. It's right here, okay. Alright, I'm closing the curtain now on backseating. If you do it again, you're banned. But I appreciate that one tip. Go inside. Open here. Pizza Hut, shut up. The Gravekeeper's diary is right here. Whoever reads this, please enter my grave. I will let you have my stretching, shrinking keepsake. I'm waiting for you. That is horrifying. That is actually kind of horrifying, not gonna lie. Now, the question is... Okay, the door's that way. The door's that way. I thought it was the front for whatever reason. I'll go ahead and, see what's around. Now I just need to find his grave. Royal family's tomb. Okay. You get out of here. You keep facing through the wall. Flat the Younger. Oh my! They just keep coming out. Okay. Let me see here. There is a stigma with toxic masculinity and how it is viewed and how we men deal with it. It is not wrong we feel emotions like anger, but it's how we cope with said emotions. Exactly. Like, I think it is just natural to feel angry for like lots of different things. Like, I'm not saying like anger in general is bad. Like not in the slightest. It's just, you have to make sure that it's, like, responsible. It has to be, like, for, like, the right reasons, basically. Like, you cannot just go and just get angry over, like, the littlest of things, right? I'm not gonna give, like, specific examples or anything, but, like, in general, to beat the game, you have to beat... Oh my gosh. I can't believe you would say that! I can't believe you would say that! Actually, oh my gosh, I'm gonna give you so many death threats right now. Like, that's an example of, like, toxic masculinity right there, right? Like, it's just, in general, I feel just... You have to make sure that, mods fandom, honestly, real and true. Yeah, just... In general, like, I think, yeah, but, like, in terms of, like, the media, just mods fish react them, honestly, even better. Okay, I think the ghosts are going away. But, like, in general, I think especially with, how we deal with media in general, and, like, toxic fandoms, too. Like, we deal with some... Like, there are some really awful communities right there. Star Wars is, like, the easiest example where, like, people just go so far out of their way. Like, regardless of the quality of, like, Star Wars movies, I'm not really invested in the series, so I can't really say anything. But in general, I think that we tend to see lots of fans that get so up in arms over the stupidest things and make places like sort of feel unwelcoming, like, to newcomers in general. Like, you know, one of the easiest examples I can point to of a recent event where it's just like toxic fandoms and like anger over the stupidest things is like just all over the place. Is easily The Amazing Digital Circus. Y'all probably know that show. It's a huge indie show. And that fan base got so up in arms over some of the littlest things you could possibly imagine. Now, of course, I understand that there was that controversy about, what was it? Some of the voice actors, you know, there was a Jackbox stream they did, like, a while back, where it's like, there was, like, a prompt one of, like, their fans sent from, like, 2019 and everything, where it's like, it wasn't, but it sounded very close to, the N-word. And, like, obviously, I'm as, like, pasty as a vanilla yogurt, so maybe it's not my place to comment on this sort of thing. If you feel a certain way about, like, that stream, you feel... That's your right to feel that way. Like, I'm not going to stop you or everything. But, yeah, that, basically. Be careful how you say that, Rafalala. But just in general, it's a tragic thing. Like, okay, you didn't have to delete that. You didn't have to delete that, okay? Okay, I'm having trouble finding this grave, alright? Where is this grave? Okay. Baxing, can someone point me into the direction of this grave? I'd appreciate that. Because, like, I swear... Wait, is this the spot? Because I was in here. There's no way the grave fits in here. At the end of the day, like, there's a difference between wanting to... Like, regardless of how you feel about that controversy regarding the Amazing Digital Circus, there is a difference between holding people accountable for their past actions and then flat harassing them and threatening their lives, pretty much. Because that is just something, especially with social media, especially on a platform like Twitter, because Twitter, I think, is one of the prime examples of just toxicity, just not only thriving, but being actively encouraged. I think it just teaches people, especially on the age of the internet, that they can get away with saying anything without any sort of consequences. And depending on, like, your life situation, you may not have the right group that, is able to, like, directly pull you out of it, right? And it's tragic. Because, like, when you're in the real world, you actually do face consequences for your actions. But but on the internet, it's, like, entirely the opposite. You can get away with saying anything, and if you get banned, you can always make another account. And especially in the case of, like, you know, in the case of, like, women and minorities, make some gaming lobbies in particular, like, God forbid you're fit into any of those camps, because you will be told to the most hateful things you've ever been told in your life. Okay, grave to the left. Grave to the left. You have to go to the graveyard, go inside Dampe's hut, and open his Oh my gosh, you actually... Well, that's diabolical. People don't have any other worries and eat everything they consume morally correct. And that's another thing, too. Like, the idea of needing to be, like, morally correct, like... Because I guarantee, also, hi, this is horrifying. I may not look like it, but I'm confident in my speed. Let's have a race. Follow me if you dare. Oh, this is gonna be diabolical. Okay, I might need to focus on this one real quick. Come on. I'm already failing this. I'm already failing. Okay, keep going. Yeah, this is when you realize you are absolutely not a boy anymore. Oh, I went the wrong way. Oh gosh! Good job, me. Alright, I saw an awful TikTok that claimed that Gooseworks is writing TADC as a diary for all the awful things she did, and did a multi-million-dollar series to do it. Like, like, God forbid the bad guy in a piece of media be the bad guy. It's a reflection of the creator's moral compass, obviously. We all know this, right? Yeah, no, I've heard Gooseworks be told some most, like, awful things in the world, and it's always unfortunate. all she wanted was just make a show, and that's it. Was that too difficult to ask? I fumbled the bag on that one so hard. There's no way I'm gonna catch up. Yeah, good job, mate. Can I please go away? Thank you. Oh boy, this is not going well for me. Alright, let's try that again. Let's try that again. Yeah. But I just feel like, yeah, in general, I died. This is my fate for messing with the dead. Do I at least respawn here? I do. Okay, that's good. So I don't need to worry. I just need to make sure I'm not running into the fire. Don't be tempted by money, okay? Sorry, I got a hyper fixate on this, okay? Keep going. Ah, jeez. This is going great. What? Good job. Good job. Good job on that one. The time of this race was 1:09. Young man, you were very quick to be able to keep up with me. As a reward, I'm going to give you my treasure. It's called the hook shot. Oh, yes! Finally, the game is good! Finally, the game is good! A spring-loaded chain will pull you to any spot where its hooks stick. Doesn't that sound cool? I'm sure it'll help you. I live here now, so come back again sometime. I'll give you something cool. One more thing. Be careful on your way back. Nice. Social media caused this, yeah. But yeah, like, I really do think social media in general, when we're constantly being given, like, so much information, I do not think the human mind was made to, force ourselves to absorb so much information about, like, the world in general. Informed, yes, but, like, to the point where it's, like, rotting your brain to the point of, like, insanity, I think just in general does more harm than foul. And being absorbed so much in these worlds, and especially with, a lot of younger men who, are not really taught that, the reflections of people that say awful things to you on social media is much more of a reflection of them than it is about you. In general, what is this? I wonder what's going on in the forest right now. I'm worried about Saria too. Well, now I can actually go there. It's just a matter of how do I get out of this fickle situation. Oh boy, I think I'm stuck. But yeah, and like, in general, with a lot of men that, again, because we in general are taught to, like, hide feelings and not seek out help, in general, I think that does lead to, like, them just wanting to, like, find a really, horrible way out. Like, which is why I tend to see, like, that the rates of suicide are much higher in men than they are with women. At least last time I checked. I think it's like, what, 4 to 1 last time I checked? I could be spitballing the numbers here. But, yeah, alright. We'll continue in a second. I need a... How do I get out of here? This is not great for anybody. Oh, wait! No, I'm stupid! I learned... I should be using the hook shot that I just got. The best part of the game. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Oh, it's inverted too. It's the digital circus. Shut up. I'm hoping this works. Okay. Let me know if you want to... I would appreciate right here, because I think the hook shot is not doing me any favors. Because social media is through the internet, it's even more easier to behind the mask and rather project their toxic emotion. Yeah. I've mentioned that in particular. The block here has the same Song of Time? I don't know how anyone was supposed to figure that out with that guide, honestly. Appreciate it. Okay, closing the... We're back in the windmill hut! Oh, nope. I'm gonna wait. I want to get that heart piece. Okay, that's funny. Got a piece of heart, baby. One more piece, and then, finally get another heart. Let's see how angry this guy is now. Grrr! I'll never forget what happened on that day 7 years ago. Grrr! It's all that Ocarina kid's fault. Next time he comes around here, I'm gonna mess him up. How do we tell him? Alright. Actually, so I'm gonna actually take a short, 5-minute break. And then we'll get into some more real meat, when it comes to, like, the mental health stuff. With some examples of some, famous people, that I've had on the back of my mind. So, I'm gonna play an ad right now. And, in the meantime, you enjoy the tunes of the Windmill Hut. So yeah, I will be right back. I ended 2 seconds early! That's the biggest jump scare of all! Ha ha! Hi. And now I'm depressed because I read the chat. I'm disappointed in all of you. Alright. Let's frickin' go into Kokiri Forest. We got the Forest Temple to tackle it. The first proper temple of the game. The windmill draws water up from the depth of the well. Now the well is dried up though. Alright, so but yeah. So we're gonna talk about like a few examples of times where just needing to look tough, needing to look like you have no problems as a man really led to diminishing returns. And in best case scenario, a sense of new purpose and recovery. In worst case scenario, taking one's own life. So like, we're gonna start with like a couple of examples in the YouTuber scene. Some of you might be familiar with a guy named Lamar Wilson. He's mainly known for his tech-based videos, whether it be about like, you know, computers, video game hardware, TVs, all sorts of stuff like that. And he was a very popular guy, and he was known for having a very joyous, like happy, like fun-loving, funny persona, right? And tragically, at some point, I think late last year, the man took his own life. And, again, maybe this isn't really the appropriate reaction for the PNG tuber. Because of, like, the smiling. I should probably get a more neutral-looking face in the future that's actually holding the controller. Oh, boy! The piranha plants have invaded! We gotta take care of this. Alright, yeah, no, so tragically the dude, took his own life, like, late last year, and nobody saw it coming. Because, like, it was revealed, like, a month after his passing that he even died at all. And, no one could tell any signs that he was, like, upset or, like, or just, you know, in a position where, nobody was able to tell that he was, going through it, until it was already too late. And I think that's a perfect example of, like, how, men hiding their emotions and everything, just, really, backfires in the end. And maybe he did receive help. Maybe he did. But we didn't know it. Hello. Have you been traveling around much, mister? Have you ever met a boy named Shrek? Miles said that the great Deku Tree withered because that boy did something wrong to it. Only sorry, defended Shrek until she left. Maybe we misunderstood. Tragic. Yeah, what was once a safe haven is now just... tragic. But yeah, that's an example of, like, a man who, was very, very quiet. And just, you could never tell he was going through it before he took his own life. On the opposite side, of the aisle, we have, Okay, can I please, oh no, I already have the hook shot ray. Will that work on the Skulltula? On the opposite side, someone who is very, very loud about his issues without actually acting like he had issues was Etika. And it might be like, some probably don't even remember Etika, considering it's been like, oh my gosh, today I just realized now, today it's been 7 years. Today marks 7 years since it was announced that he passed. No, in the case of Etika, who was like very like loud and like energetic and was always about, you know, having a real good time, no matter what the situation was, he had like the biggest mental breakdown in the world towards the end of 2018, and then acted like nothing was wrong. But it reached a point where it's like, he posted videos that caused his channel to get deleted twice, and continued to act more and more and more strange as the months went on, and continued to pretend as if there was nothing wrong with him, acting like, you know, he was like a stargazer or whatever. Just saying all these strange things. And social media was constantly yelling at him and everything. He refused to receive help. Any experiences he had in the hospital were like very, very few and far between. It was very, very... It was just a lot. It was a lot to deal with on his end. And then eventually, you know, with how the internet treated him, and with him refusing to seek help, and with him just flat out admitting you can't help someone that doesn't want to help themselves, it reached the point where he posted his final video where he was basically walking to his own death. And it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible to see. It was a very unsettling watch, just in general, because of, like, what ended up happening. And I think that's a perfect example of, like, again, you can't help someone who doesn't want to help themselves. Yes, that's correct, but I think it's important to, like, always find a way. Another streamer, some of you might, let me see. I think in a sense men still need to be strong, but more so in a self-serving aspect nowadays. Still carry out support for one another, but care for themselves gracefully and have that balance. Like, don't get me wrong, I do think it is genuinely important to, like, be a little bit, selfish sometimes. Not all the time, because otherwise you're just gonna be a massive tool. But, like, at some point, like, and, like, if you reach selfishness to a point that Etika, achieved. Oh my gosh, I'm actually gonna die. I'm actually gonna die! Oh my gosh, I'm already at 1 heart. Oh my gosh, okay. Give me a bomb, please. Thank you. That did not work. Please. I need this. I need this. Okay. It's all just plants. I watched Etika a lot back in the day. I'm still very sad that he's taken his own life and everything he went through. I myself struggle with depression and personal issues. Yeah, and I think it's always important to, like, always try to find a way to help. Always try to find a way. Even just asking someone if they're okay is very important. There's another streamer named, Tyler1, who, I know I'm gonna die here. I know that. There's another streamer named Tyler1 who, after the passing of one of his, close, Twitch streamer friends, Wreckful, who took his own life, like, after his last stream, he basically, Alright, give me some hearts, please. He said, like, it's always important to find a way to help. And, like, oh, I can't... And then, even, like, he was talking with his mom at one point about, like, finding a way to help when her friends were struggling. And, like, she basically said something like, oh, I can't do that. Like, what if they hate me? He just said, good. At least they are here to hate you. Which is really a crazy thing to say, but it's kind of true. If someone is here to hate you, they at least have a purpose. They at least have a purpose to keep going. He wanted people to hate him if that's what it takes to keep them living. Which is tragic, 100%, but it's at least a way. Which is very powerful. It's really powerful, honestly. Hello. Yeah, okay, I do remember, like, the Kokiri don't age. Is the Great Dikuchi withered more meanies having appeared in the forest? I'm scared. You should be. And that rupee is, like, behind. I cannot get it. I can't get it. Tragic. I can't... It's okay to not be okay, because what if there was a situation where you went through something traumatic? It's okay to admit that and confront that reality, as long as you take measurements. Like, yeah, obviously, you know, it's okay to not be okay, but, like, if you're not being okay in silence, and you have, like, no one to talk to, especially in the case of introverts, too. Like, because, like, there's a lot of people out there, like, I act like I'm an introvert, but honestly, like, in a group environment, I could shine really easily. So I can't really say that about myself, but it's just, when you're more comfortable by yourself, and you feel like, oh, it's better if you have, like, no one to talk to, naturally, it's gonna reach a point where, you're gonna reach diminishing returns. I can't crawl in here because I'm big, right? Alright, I think I'm supposed to go into the Lost Woods, right? Yeah, but yeah, like, I just think, some other examples of, people that, just have gone through it in particular. One person that had, like, the craziest amount of, like, depression, one of my favorite singers of all time, Elton John. He was, well, he is, you know, he's thankfully still with us. An absolute legend in terms of, like, music and everything. But he was going through so much emotional trauma, whether it be through, like, family stuff, or just, in general, just not exactly being treated all that well. And so I think he did try to take his own life by, like, drowning himself in a pool. And, like, you know, alcohol and drugs, I think, are another perfect example of, like, when things end up going way too far. And, like, where a lot of men use those as coping mechanisms. It sort of is cool to be seen as a guy who drinks a lot, or, like, smokes a lot, or anything in between. And Elton John did use the type of stuff to cope. And thankfully, eventually, when he was able to finally admit that he needs help, and that's the most important thing. Saying, I need help, those 3 words are gonna do so much for you. But, in general, like, asking for that help, admitting it, is not a sign of weakness. If anything, it's an incredibly strong thing to be asking for help in order to actually be able to thrive as a person. In order to actually continue on. In order to, like, move forward in life in a meaningful, powerful way. And thankfully he was able to do that, and now he gets to live the rest of his life, very happy. He's happily married. He has a son. It's one of the biggest blessings anyone could achieve. And that's always, like, the best case scenario. Unlike with this guy, what is he up to? I think he might be dead. Tragic. Alright, yeah, that's not gonna be helpful for me. But overall, what are some things? But yeah, I also just think, what we take from our media in general, the lessons we learn from them, can also influence us in really positive and, like, or really negative ways. I like to think that a lot of the media I've consumed over the years has helped me in a lot of ways, but there's also cases where, maybe not to the person listening or, like, watching it, but for the person that's making it, the paths that you can be led down can be really, really tragic because of what people are expecting of you to be, especially in the case of, like, chasing popularity and fame and, like, respect from people. It feels like you always have to act a certain way in order to, oh gosh, it's this guy again. What are you? Though you wear coquettish clothing, you can't fool me. I promised sorry I would never let anybody go through here. Say that again. That melody? Saria plays that song all the time. Do you know Saria? That song. Saria taught that song only to her friends. Okay, I trust you. When I see you, I don't know why, but I remember him. Sir Shrek, indeed. This is basically just Shrek Forever After. But yeah, I think, like, a perfect example of the people involved in a project tend to go through their own demons that they don't want to make public is easily in the world of rap music. Because I can point to, like, two perfect examples of very famous rappers who were not willing to admit their own problems, at least to the degree that I think they would have liked to. Like, perfectly. I can think of two rappers right now as perfect examples of why mental health and, like, talking about your feelings is, like, so important. Tupac and Eminem. In the case of Tupac, he made a number of different songs talking about, like, personal struggles and, like, personal feelings and everything. But they weren't exactly the most popular things. Because in general, a lot of the stigma surrounding rap music is you gotta prove that you're the best. You gotta prove that you're the toughest in the game. And the last way to be able to do that is by admitting that you're weak. That's, like, the last thing that you want to do if you want to be a rapper that proves, like, you're the best in the game. And that did affect Tupac in a way, where it's just like his most popular songs end up being the ones where, like, he ended up being like, oh, my area's great, I'm great, whether it be, Hit 'Em Up, or, like, California Love, or just ignoring your problems, it's time to be tough, it's time to party, all that. Meanwhile, he did have some semi-popular songs about, more emotional things, like, Life Goes On, or like Dear Mama and everything. But in general, with rap music, the goal is to prove that you're the best. So that stuff is not exactly going to be going to earn you the respect, unfortunately, that a lot of people do, which a lot of people do thankfully see now, but ever since Tupac unfortunately passed. But it's just not that common. At least in terms of like mainstream rap and everything. Oh, another bomb. Right now, I'm worried about side two. That's what I'm searching to do right now. Okay? Okay, but then in the case of Eminem, he was going through a lot. He was, just messed up on drugs and, like, alcohol and everything. He was so addicted to getting that next high, especially with how much he was dealing with in his life. And he will admit himself, the last thing that you want to do when you're a rapper is admit that you're weak. And so he hid that for, like, the longest time, until eventually he ended up, like, overdosing in relapse. He was interviewed about, being a drug addict, sort of after the fact. And, there was a point where he was so stressed he couldn't sleep at all for, like, 2 or 3 weeks. Eventually, when he ended up ODing, he had to go to the hospital, and thankfully, he was, hold on a second. Sorry, I thought a sneeze was gonna build up, but it just never did. It never did. Had he show up at the hospital, like, a couple hours later, he would have died. And, thankfully, he was able to recover, and he was, like, it was so bad, he forgot how to rap. When he was able to, like, relapse and everything, and, like, recover and everything, he had to relearn how to rap. Imagine having to do it, when that's, like, the thing that people know you for. When that was, like, your biggest skill, to have to relearn that after everything that you went through. That is incredibly tragic. And thankfully, he came out as a much better man after the fact. But the fact that he even had to go through that is, really tragic. It's really tragic. And thankfully, he was able to channel all that pain in, like, his album, like, Recovery, and use that as more so, instead of a lot more of the sarcastic stuff, or, like, the more, self-conscious stuff that he would make in the past, he mainly used his album Recovery as more so a motivational record. Or just talking about, like, much more personal things that, really mattered to him. That in order to help people not fall down the same path. And it's a really beautiful thing. And that's why I think, like, mental health is at its strongest. It's when, you know, I'm so passionate about this subject. I'm not even caring that, Navi's, stating the obvious to me. Oh God! Oh! I need a moment. I need a moment. Woo! Okay. Oh, man. I was not expecting that at all. But, sure. Alright. Can you turn around, please? Oh my god! And I still got hit. I gotta stop. I gotta stop. Please turn around. Thank you. Pigma Gaming jump scare. But yeah. Oh my god, can I please? Oh my god. This is diabolical. This is Sorry it took me so long to show. It's all good, man. It's all good. Let me try the bomb. That did not help anybody in the slightest. Okay. And that did not help me at all. Jeez. He's right behind me. Is it? Shut up. Oh my god. Okay, I need to be patient. I need to play the patient game. I clearly went through! Thank you. Yeah, again, like, this game's camera is just so... It's way too much. Okay, we're good. Alright, keep it going. It's not gonna happen. The remake is absolutely not gonna make the camera worse at all. But, like... it would be funny. Alright, yeah. In general, I just think, we are, always need to normalize taking care of ourselves and ensuring that, whatever you're going through, as long as you aren't hurting anyone, your experiences are just as valid as anybody else. And you shouldn't let anyone or anything try to convince you into believing otherwise. Because at the end of the day, asking for help, trying to become better, so that not only you can thrive, but the people that matter to you can thrive too, is one of the most valuable things. Which is why, you know, as of last month, I started taking therapy, and already after like 3 sessions, just having anyone to talk to. It doesn't have to be a family member. It doesn't have to be a close friend or anything. Just a third party. Just a third party that, is there to listen to you, sympathize with you, empathize with you, give you advice. It's one of the most blessed things in the world to have that ear and make sure, like, you are appreciated. Because, like, the last thing the world needs is for someone, for, like, a good man to feel like they're not wanted. I had to take my chances. The camera was just miserable. And, like, whatever society wants you to believe about yourself is not true. Because at the end of the day, you're the only person that can write your own destiny. And it's best for you, even if it may not be, like, traditional or anything, it's best for you to be able to take care of yourself in the only way that you know how. While obviously still pulling your own weight, obviously being responsible for your actions, and while it is important to be informed about things going on, while it is important to care in order to be able to provide and, you know, be the best version of you could be, you're only human at the end of the day. And if be more like Uncle Phil, honestly, Uncle Phil, the Chad himself. You need to, yeah, if you're going through a problem, pull a man by the hands and say, "Give me that phone, or I'm gonna rip your liver out and eat it raw." And he's about due for a snack. But yeah, I mean, that's another perfect example too. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I think that is an amazing show to talk about, like, so many, like, important, like, valuable life lessons about that don't involve being cast into, like, a stereotype. Because, like, especially for the time in the 90s, seeing a show about black culture that combines, you know, the more hood-centric side with the more, you know, rich side that a lot of people didn't really see, especially at the time, it was such a valuable thing in order to, like, you know, how about, like, you know, especially in terms of, like, Carlton is a perfect example. He's like, okay, buddy. You can just turn around like that? Okay, buddy, sure. Okay, I'm dead. I guess G can't make me a sandwich now. But, like, I mean, Carlton was, like, the very, very nerdy type of guy. And he was rejected in, like, a black community group because he wasn't black enough for them, apparently. What? Because, he likes listening to, like, more classical, like, soul music? What? Because he, got himself, like, a really, really strong education and everything? He didn't need to prove to anyone that he was black. And the guy who tried to shame him for that, ended up being kicked out of... Okay, I think it was a fraternity, actually. I think that was, what happened in that episode. Yeah, the idea that, people need to stick together as long as they are only like us is one of the most gatekeeping things in the world, and it's something I never, ever encourage. Gatekeeping in general, for being who you are, it's sadly very, very common, and it's always sad when it happens. At the end of the day, you are the best you that you can be. And if whatever, and if there's anything going on, regardless of what you're, regardless if it's the thing that you're supposed to be paying attention to, regardless if it's, something that, is just way too, over the top, regardless if it's something that, regardless if it's something that you're supposed to care about right now, regardless of whatever things is going on, if what you're experiencing is, just harming your life in such a way that you cannot live normally, then then you shouldn't even bother, honestly. You shouldn't even bother wasting your time even just caring about that stuff at all. Because at the end of the day, like, there obviously are way more people in the world that are less fortunate than you. like me, still trying to go through these moblins. But at the end of the day, like, the only person who knows you best, and the only person who can take care of yourself best, is you. And I think that is incredibly important for you to be able to take care of yourself, even if it is, like, a little bit selfish. Even if you are being a little bit selfish, if it ends up with you becoming a better person in general, for yourself and for others, that is usually the most important thing you can do for yourself. And it always hurts that, you know, some men don't see it that way. Some men just feel like it's best to just be stuck in the mold. Some men think it's best to look down on others for feeling a certain way. Even women are guilty a lot of the time of, like, shaming men for showing their emotions. Whether it be through self-projecting, or it's what society tells them, oh, this is how men should be. Leave me alone! I walked past... I waited till you... Oh my... Just go. Just go. The Moblin is ruining the legendary moment. It really is. Keep walking. Please. Oh my god! Okay, so it does turn that way. It does turn that way. Okay. Okay. Well, now at least the map can continue doing its thing. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be going this direction. Honestly. Moblins do not... Yeah, they're the perfect example of toxic masculinity. Honestly. You try to take care of yourself, and of course they're gonna find some way to try and screw you over. I'm not... I'm still not asking. The health beeping was bad for my minute. I mean, it can be like small micro things too. Especially for those with, like, you know, autism like me, you know, certain sounds or certain things can really bother you in a way that, you know, a neurotypical person wouldn't typically consider. So that's another thing. I wanted to use the camera! Thank you, Navi! Yeah. And funny enough, I think I could go back to, like, my Nintendo YouTubers and, like, grifters videos and use those as signs of, like, bad health and, like, mental health in men. Just because, you know, when we're all so, like, hyper-focused on trying to get something that we want, instead of appreciating the now, how are you ever gonna be happy? And, like, that sense of entitlement towards, all different kinds of things, regardless of what they are, only leads to, like, people wanting more. And I think a man who has everything they could possibly want in the world, or the thing they didn't even know they wanted, and will still never be satisfied, is just the definition of a Greek tragedy. I won't get into the details, you probably know, but Elon Musk is a perfect example of that. The man who has everything he could ever want, and is still not happy with where he's at. And it's sad. And when it gets to the point where it hurts others too, that's when it's even more depressing. But with that being said, just in general, just take care of yourself. Whether it be, like, I guarantee you, like, if you're going through it, assuming that you can afford it, therapy is, like, one of the best things to, do for yourself. No matter what. And, like, it's, like, how much is helped me just having someone to talk to in general is one of the biggest blessings of my life so far. To be able to even have that opportunity when I was even asking for it. It was something my mom suggested that I do. And that was a wonderful decision on her part. But I also just feel like when people are, like, constantly reminded about just how frustrating life could be sometimes, to a point where it's just like it becomes sort of a personality trait, a quirky personality trait to be depressed or, like, anxious, whatever. When it's reinforced by, like, social media about how bad things can be and everything, I also think that it makes it worse for the wrong type of person. And, I really... In fact, one of the worst examples I can think of, actually, of, like, how constantly be reminded of, like, just being in a bad state of mind or just being frustrated, doing more harm than good. And maybe some people see it a different way, but for me, I think of, like, Anthony Padilla. You probably know him from, like, Smosh, right? He does this, series where he, like, interviews people, and, like, oh, gosh! Oh, no! No thank you? But someone like frickin' Anthony Padilla, where he, talks about, all sorts of, like, mental health related things, with, like, all sorts of people, like YouTubers, minorities and everything, which is typically, like, good stuff and everything. But it's the line that he frequently uses, and I don't know if he uses any more, about, that he constantly tells people in, like, a lot of his videos, existing is exhausting. And just this thought just really, really bugs me. And the reason why it bugs me so much is because when you say existing is exhausting, you're basically, in my mind anyway, you're reinforcing the belief that life is nothing but pain and suffering. And that we're all out here to simply survive rather than thrive. Which is a horrible, horrible thing to say to someone. And maybe that's not the intention, but that's just how it feels, like, reinforced in my mind. Where it just feels like a breeding ground for, people to just really, say and just believe that the world is just completely screwed in general, and just, we all have to live through it instead of trying to find the good in it. And the worst part is that when he says that, it's usually because he gets a sponsor from BetterHelp. And now, granted, I don't know if he gets sponsored by BetterHelp anymore, but, like, that was, like, one of the biggest scams when it comes to, getting therapy. Because, like, from what I hear, I've heard way too many horror stories about those types of services. Where it's like online therapy, where it's like they're not even licensed therapists. They have the right to sell your data and everything. And it hurts. It hurts when it's like some people really don't have your best interest in mind, even if they claim that they do. I knew I would hear from you again. I'm in the forest temple. The forest spirits were calling for help, so I went to check it out. But it's full of evil monsters. Help me, Shrek. Do you want to talk? Yes, and I'm trying to get to that temple right now. Perfection is something that we humans have vision for, but when we confront that reality, we often be disappointed because it came true, even if we do accomplish those visions in mind. Yeah, it's just... Perfection is like something that no one is willing to admit. It's just a fool's errand. It is 100% a fool's errand. It's something that... The idea of just being good enough, whether it be for yourself or for anyone, that is, I think, one of the most valuable things. You have to admit, like, the strive for perfection and being, like, the best human in general, it's diminishing returns. You're getting nothing but diminishing returns. Nowadays, Anthony takes a backseat to allow other Smosh cast members to talk about assumptions about them and their online history. Yeah, I've seen some of the assumption stuff, and it's just like... It's not stuff I personally go on my way to watch, and alright, at this point I'm pulling up the curtain for backseat again. Yeah, there's no way I'm getting past this guy without knowing what to do. This guy is like... I go through all that maze just to reach this point. Like, what are we doing? Yeah. Tragic. But yeah, I think it's just genuinely good to have that space to allow yourself to know that your feelings are valid. And yet, at the same time, make sure that you're constantly taking care of yourself so that you... Nope! Nope. I did not go that far. No, I did not go that far. Thank you. You're gonna have to evade him while moving forward. You can lure his attack and then move to the other side. Oh boy. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. But yeah, just in general, I think... Oh my gosh, let me use the camera! But yeah, as long as you know you're not hurting anyone, if anyone is telling you that you're awful, you need to do this, you need to do that, in order to be accepted, it says a lot more about them than it ever will about you. And also just, yeah, cringe culture in general. If anyone says, like, you're... This might be my Joker moment. I need to find... where is the right song to represent what I'm feeling? Where is it? Guys. I don't know what to say. Of those 30, 40 minutes of pain, suffering, and struggle. And all of that could have been solved by just one shot of the hook. I do not deserve to be called the hero of time. I've failed each and every one of those. The simplest problem, and I couldn't do the modern solution. We truly do live in a society where the kids can't play this game. The kids can't play this game to save their life. Gen Z is actually cooked. We really should hide our feelings to ensure that we don't feel bad about these stupid, horrible mistakes we make. We should hide our feelings to ensure that we are not bothered by the problems that be. Because at the end of the day, we're all here to serve God. And God does not like weak people. And I don't like weak people either. Don't be weak. And face your problems head on, even if you are not in a position to do it. You don't matter. You're here to serve. You're here to serve the Moblins. I think that Emmy got the point. Shut up. Shut up. Okay. Okay, let's get back to the nonsense. Let's get back to the nonsense now. Okay. That was pathetic. That was pathetic. That was pathetic in every sense of the word. Please. Kill him! Kill him! Oh my gosh! Oh, thank God. Why? Fellas, even in your darkest moment, even when you do have the problem, even if you can solve it, you still shouldn't try. You should still give up. Again, hide your feelings so that the public doesn't see it. Be Big Chungus, not El Skibbity. I can't believe I actually said that. I can't believe Oh my god. I hate. Dark Matthews entered the chat. Hold on. Let me make this even better. Let me make this even better. No, if we really want Dark Matthew, let me do y'all a favor. I have become the dark. I have become the dark. And you will join me. This is me when my mental health is completely abstracted from reality. This is what you have done. Let's do it. You need to add the abstracted eyes or whatever. See, that would take effort. That would take effort for me to do that. God! I'm doing my best here! I'm doing my best here! I did give this beautiful speech about men's mental health, and for what? Jeez. Was that so hard to do? Was that really so hard to do? There's no one here, but I know a moblin is probably gonna turn the corner any second. Okay, it's gonna come out this side, because the water is, this side. Yeah, because there's no way that it's gonna come across the water. Oh, yep, there it is. There it is. Go back in there. Alright. We wait for it to do its thing. And then we use the hook shot. Water is wet. It's not, though. You're lying. In 4K. Okay, that's good. Oh my gosh! 3 hearts! We might be back. We might be back. Alright, there's no one around here, right? I don't think so, no. Okay, and now the goal is to get rid of the other. Wait for it. Stop climbing out of the water. Okay. You must now become light, Matthew. Go from void to just solid white to symbolize how back we are. We're not fully back yet. I cannot confidently say that. You know how it is. We don't want to get overly confident. Overly confident is bad for men's mental health. And that is important for the subject matter today. Okay, so now we climb up. We use the hook shot. One more death and I might just become Shao the Hedgehog. Okay, killed him. And now we're gonna go up. So what was the advice that I was given earlier? You're going after a van while moving forward. You can... Okay. You have to go above the maze and hit the statue. We'll try that first, since that's the safe route. That does not help at all. Okay, so the other thing, you're gonna have to evade him while moving forward. You can lure his attack and then move on to the other side. Okay, that's good to know. That is good to know. We'll see if that works. RSDJ, if this doesn't work, you're banned. Okay. Okay. That's clearly not working. What do you mean by lure the attack? The hook shot is not gonna reach. I can tell you that right now. I don't think bombs are gonna do it either. Yeah, what do you mean by lure the attack? When the attack moved towards you to... Well, that's what I was trying to do. I'm guessing I just have to do... Just go around like... Squirts like this? Oh my gosh! I was right there! Oh my god, I'm actually gonna die. I'm actually gonna die. Oh my gosh! With half a heart to spare! Half a heart to spare! Oh my gosh! We might be out of the dark. We might be out of the dark. Out of the dark. Into the Sheikah light. We did it. Oh. Oh. Oh, I'm safe. I'm safe. My mental health is better than it's ever been now. The flow of time is always cruel. Its speed seems different for each person, but no one can change it. A thing that doesn't change with time is a memory of younger days. Yeah, I've been white the whole time, did you know? In order to come back here again, play the Minute of Forest. Okay. A, up. Left, right, left, right. Alright, so now I got my first warp, song. That's definitely nice. You have learned the Minute of Forest. Shrek, I'll see you again. Now you never have to do the maze again? I hope not! You saw nothing. You have one. I have half a heart. I have half a heart. Okay, so I'm guessing now I use the hook shot to like get up here, right? Okay. I know there is absolutely a spot I can hookshot to. The question is which spot. And you are not allowed to tell me. I'm in no danger at this point. This is the entrance to the temple, right? It has to be. Okay, that's definitely not working out. Maybe I need to go behind the tree? I will find a... God will find a way for me. Alright, it's somewhere here. Ah, boy. Life will find a way. I promise you, life will find a way. Bro missed it? What do you mean I missed it? Okay, let me see if I need to get closer to the tree. Okay, I just need to get close enough. I was not reaching far enough. Okay. And here it is. The Forest Temple. Let me just go ahead and get killed right away. Just so I can, by the wolves. Just so I can get my hearts back. And this is how the plot of Twilight Princess began. So, first temple of the game. Now, question. Should I continue streaming this right now? Should I try go through the Forest Temple on this stream? Or should I save it for another time? Because it has been 3 hours. Which is typically how long I tend to stream for when it comes to games. Or playthroughs anyway. I can continue if people want me to. But if it's better I save it for another time, I'm glad to do it. I don't want to miss the Forest Temple, so I see you later. Okay, anyone else? Let me at least try and kill the wolves, first and foremost. I mean, if Jabu Jabu's belly was already a mess, even with rewinds, I mean, imagine how diabolical it is to actually face a temple for the first time. Y'all getting tired? Okay, in this case, yeah, I think I'll stop here. As soon as I at least, yeah, I'll grab this golden Skulltula, and then I think we'll call it. I would hope the Forest Temple is better than any of the Child Dungeons. Because this is like where the real meat of the game begins, right? Alright, another gold Skulltula. I can use that for later. Yeah. This gold Skulltula hunt is actually pretty fun. Like, I'm not going on my way to get them, but imagine if I loaded the suspend point here. That would have been tragic. But, I'm actually really excited. I also hear there's one of the better temples in the game. So, yeah, with that being said, thanks for coming out to the stream, man. I guess final message for y'all is, especially for all my men out there, just take care of yourselves. Make sure that you're treating yourself well. Be considerate of others, obviously, but don't try to ball up your feelings. And if you're struggling with something, if you're in a mindset that's just really toxic for you, swallow your pride. As my man Elton John said, swallow your pride will kill you, just say I need help. That is one of the most important things that you can ever do for yourself. So, yeah, with that being said, happy Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I hope that anyone that's going through it, no matter who you are, man or otherwise, I hope you're taking care of yourself, be the best you that you could be, and just, you know, anyone that's being judgmental of you, that doesn't have your best interests in mind, as long as you're not hurting anyone, you shouldn't care about what they have to say. So with that being said, we'll continue Ocarina of Time, sometime, next week. Tomorrow, I'm going to be on my boy Shooting Film stream. We're going to be doing a re-reaction to the finale of The Amazing Digital Circus. We're going to be discussing episode 9 together. That should be earlier in the day. Anyone that's in the Discord, I'll let you know when we're ready for that. And on Saturday, I'm going to be streaming Wii Sports Resort. Because I want to do a video talking about my issues and my concerns with the Nintendo Switch Sports Resort. And I want to get some footage of Wii Sports Resort for that video. But in the meantime, until then, take it easy. God bless, and have yourselves a good one. Bye-bye.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.